Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. As you know, Hurricane Beryl clocked in as a Category 1 hurricane when it made landfall in Texas on Monday. Now, of course, several people are dealing with the aftermath. So there's the aftermath of the cleanup. A few people did die, unfortunately, about 7 people. And also just with this heat wave as well. So not only are people without power, but there's a heat wave going through Texas. So Texans dealing with a lot today on this Tuesday. So I'll kind of give you some of the details as we head over to NBC News. Excuse me. Just take a look at some of these impacts for you that they're reporting. You can just see the extensive damage that's been done to homes and the flooding, etc. So basically millions of Texans are dealing with the aftermath now. The storm took at least 7 lives, dropped up to 15 inches of rain, knocked out power to nearly 3 million people in the middle of a heat wave, as I mentioned earlier. One of the victims actually is an employee with the Houston Police Department, and we're told that this employee was trying to head to work early yesterday morning when he got caught in the floodwaters and did pass. Meanwhile, nearly 2 million customers are still without power today. A big cleanup ahead, of course. So with the cleanup, crews are working around the clock, and city officials are encouraging people to avoid any sort of unnecessary travel. They basically want you to stay off the roads, right? A lot of downed trees, downed power lines in some areas. So the whole idea is to stay off those roads so city crews can do what they can to move forward with the restoration process. Centerpoint Energy, they say that the goal is to restore roughly 1 million customers with power by the end of the day tomorrow. So about 2 million people are still without power. So that's quite a lofty goal for them. Right now, talking about baking in the heat in Texas, you can see on your screen there just the highs today. Sweltering heat out there continue throughout the coming days. Texas will likely stay in the 90s at last check. Heat index, as we just saw, will reach 105. So again, unfortunately, I mean, this is just adding insult to injury, especially with those who are still without power this morning. Excuse me, a little lump in my throat here. So that is the story that we are focusing on today. If you're just joining us at the Alert Center, I'm Jacqueline Fernandez, and we're chatting a little bit about the millions of Texans who are now dealing with the aftermath of Beryl. It stormed into Texas as a hurricane, as a Category 1 hurricane, on Monday, claiming at least 7 lives, and one of those lives lost was unfortunately a employee with the Houston Police Department who was leaving work early yesterday and got trapped in those floodwaters. So the main story today, nearly 2 million customers without power. So cleanup efforts there. Crews are saying, they want you to stay off the main road so they can get to these places, get the debris off the roads, start fixing some of the electricity, some of the power there. So this is going to be a lengthy restoration process at best. Of course, this is all with just hot, sweltering temperatures out there in Texas today that likely will last for the next few days at least. So crews are working around the clock. They're working to restore power. And of course, cleanup crews are helping with, home projects and this kind of thing, just to get people sort of back on their feet and within the cleanup process. Now, before we go here, though, I'd like to take a look at our weather. So take a quick look outside. Here's a look at our Blackstone camera, so you can see it's sunny out there. Looks like it's shaping up to be a beautiful day. There are several clouds just dotting the skyline. We take a look from our First National camera. Here's a look at the desert dome, so you can see that dome there just glimmering from the sunlight. So yeah, it's going to be another, I'd say, hot day relatively, right? But nothing like we were discussing in Texas. Taking another look at 144th and Dodge, so you can see blue skies, a few clouds in the sky there, and it does appear traffic is flowing smoothly, so that is good news there. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me at the Alert Center. We want to just let you know for all the latest news, you can always head to our website. That is WOWT.com. Let me just do a quick refresh here. Yeah, so this has all of our local news for you. Our top story right now: state audit finds millions in improper payments by Nebraska DHHS to child care providers. You can scroll down for the top headlines, etc. And then a big weather day for us, as I mentioned. So 6 First Alert Weather Day. Saturday begins that stretch of intense heat and humidity. Just a little bit of basically we're catching up with Texas, so already undergoing some extreme heat, especially after Hurricane Beryl just made its way through Texas and parts of Louisiana, I believe, just yesterday. Category 1 hurricane yesterday. In the interim, thanks so much for joining me at the Alert Center. I'm Jacqueline Fernandez, and we'll be seeing you at our first broadcast, first at 3, with Dave Zavolinsky. Until then, have a wonderful day.